Listen to me. I need you locked in right now. Because what I'm about to tell you is the difference between living a life you chose and living a life somebody else talked you out of. Some of you were this close to your breakthrough, your opportunity, your moment, but you let somebody who doesn't even believe in themselves talk you out of believing in you. Dream killers are real. They walk around every day disguised as friends, co-workers, even family members. And they don't always shout their doubts. Sometimes they whisper them. Are you sure? That's risky. People like us don't do things like that. I want you to stay with me for this whole message, because if you don't learn how to protect your dream, somebody else will destroy it, not because they're evil, but because they can't see the vision God gave to you. I'm telling you right now, this video might be the thing that saves your dream. So don't click away, don't get distracted, because your future self is watching, hoping you stay long enough to hear this truth. Dream killers are real, but they don't have to win. Let's break it down. Listen to me. Most people aren't rejecting your dream because it's impossible. They're rejecting it because their mindset makes it impossible for them. They judge your vision through the lens of their own fear, their own failures, their own ceilings. And if you let those voices take root, they will shrink your destiny before it even starts. Let me show you what I mean. There's a young man I coached named Tyler, born and raised in a small town outside Dallas. Smart kid, creative, always hustling, always thinking bigger than the people around him. While everybody else spent their nights scrolling TikTok, Tyler spent his studying digital marketing and design. He wanted to build an agency, not someday now. One night, he decided to open up to someone he trusted, his Uncle Mike. A man he respected, a man who worked hard his whole life, someone he believed would encourage him. Tyler sat at the kitchen table and said, "Uncle Mike, I really think I can build a marketing agency. I've been studying nonstop. I'm ready." And do you know what Uncle Mike did? He laughed, not a nervous laugh, not a confused laugh, a loud, dismissive, shut-it-down laugh. He said, "Tyler, be serious. Nobody from around here runs businesses. You're dreaming too big. Just get a safe job and stop wasting time." And in that moment, Tyler felt crushed. Because it wasn't criticism from a stranger, it was from someone whose approval mattered, someone he thought would be proud of him. The kind of rejection that leaves a scar. He went home that night, closed his bedroom door, and cried. Not because he was weak, but because his confidence had been shaken by someone he loved. But a few days later, after sitting with that pain, Tyler had a revelation that changed everything. Uncle Mike wasn't laughing at Tyler's dream. He was laughing from his own limitations. This man had dreams once, big ones, but life beat him down. Bills, responsibilities, fear, disappointment, they all piled up until he convinced himself that dreaming was childish. So when he saw Tyler dreaming boldly, it didn't inspire him. It reminded him of everything he gave up on. And once Tyler understood that, his whole perspective shifted. He stopped asking for permission. He stopped waiting for applause. He stopped letting someone else's ceiling become his floor. He kept studying. He practiced building ads and websites. He took a couple local clients for free just to grow. Then paying clients came, then referrals, then momentum. Fast forward 2 years, Tyler's agency was bringing in more money per month than his uncle made in 3. And guess what? One day, Uncle Mike called him and said, "Hey kid, do you think you can help me promote my HVAC business?" Full circle. That's when Tyler learned, and I need you to learn this too. Most people can't see your dream because it wasn't given to them. They can't believe in your future because they're still trapped in their past. They're not judging your potential. They're revealing their limitations. So don't let someone who quit on themselves convince you to quit on your dream. It's yours. Protect it. Build it and prove to yourself what's possible. I need you to catch this. Most of the people trying to talk you out of your dream, most of the people telling you to slow down, most of the people saying be realistic, they're not haters. They're afraid, and the problem is this. When fearful people love you, they don't know how to support you. They protect you by limiting you. They try to keep you safe by keeping you small. Let me give you a real story. A young woman I worked with named Madison from Charlotte, North Carolina. Smart, disciplined, talented. Ever since she was 8 years old, she dreamed of being an actress. She'd memorize movie lines, practice monologues in the mirror, stay up late watching behind the scenes videos of her favorite films. But when she finally reached college age and told her mother she wanted to move to Los Angeles to pursue acting, her mother froze. Not angry, not disappointed, just scared. She said, "Baby, do you know how dangerous LA is? Do you know how many people go there and never make it? I don't want you getting hurt. Stay here, stay close, stay safe." Sound familiar? Her mom wasn't trying to kill her dream. She was trying to protect her daughter from pain. But in that protection, she was also unintentionally protecting her from progress, from purpose, from possibility. For months, Madison stayed. She pushed her dream aside. She worked a retail job. She played it safe. But every time she walked past the employee break room mirror, she'd see that 8-year-old version of herself. And she knew deep down she wasn't where she was meant to be. One day she told me, "I realized I was living my mom's fears, not my own future." That moment changed everything. Even though it broke her heart to leave home against her mother's wishes, she took the leap. She moved to LA with one suitcase, $900, and a belief that her dream deserved a chance. And it wasn't easy. She got rejected. She worked at a diner. She stood in long audition lines only to hear no, again and again. But she stayed committed. A year later, she booked her first commercial. 6 months after that, a recurring role on a streaming show. Last year, she flew her mother out to LA to visit her set, and her mother cried not tears of fear, tears of pride. She hugged her daughter and said, "I wasn't trying to stop you. I was scared you'd fall, but you didn't fall, you flew." And that's when Madison understood something I need you to understand. Some people can't see your destination because they've never traveled beyond their comfort zone. Some people can't believe in your dream because they've never seen a dream become real. Some people aren't stopping you on purpose. They're trying to save you from battles they never had the courage to fight. Their fear is not your roadmap. Their doubt is not your compass. Their limitations are not your destiny. You owe it to yourself to try. You owe it to your future to leap. You owe it to your calling to bet on you. Because the world doesn't need their fear. It needs your courage. Let me give you the real truth nobody wants to say out loud. Your dream is not just big, it's threatening. Your ambition isn't just inspiring, it makes some people uncomfortable. Because when you rise, you remind them of everywhere they're still standing still. I need you to really understand this. Some people aren't bothered by your dream, they're bothered by what your dream exposes in them. And to break this down, I'm going to tell you about a young man I coached named Jordan from Detroit. Jordan wasn't the most talented kid. He wasn't the tallest, the fastest, or the strongest, but he had something most people around him didn't, unmatched work ethic. When the team slept, he trained. When the group hung out, he studied film. While people were partying on Saturday night, he was in the gym alone. He wasn't obsessed with being better than everyone else. He was obsessed with being the best version of himself. But let me tell you what happens when you take your life seriously in an environment where most people don't. People start throwing stones. His teammates started calling him try hard. They joke, "Bro, relax, you're not going pro." Some even told him, "Why you acting like you're special? None of us are making it out anyway." It wasn't hate. It wasn't jealousy, it was their discomfort with their own mediocrity, because when someone like Jordan shows up disciplined, hungry, focused, it shines a spotlight on everybody else's excuses. And people don't like mirrors that reflect the truth. I remember one day after practice, Jordan sat in my office frustrated. He said, "Coach, I don't get it. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not bragging. I'm just grinding. Why does it bother them?" And I told him the truth. Your work ethic forces them to face the fact that they quit on themselves, and it's easier for them to joke about your ambition than admit they abandoned theirs. That day, something clicked for him. He stopped seeking approval. He stopped explaining his grind. He stopped trying to fit in with people who weren't trying at all. Fast forward, Jordan earned a scholarship, then a contract overseas. Today he's living his dream, traveling the world, playing the sport he loves. And guess what happened next? Those same teammates who once clowned him started DMing him, "Bro, proud of you. Man, you're inspiring. Wish I'd taken things as seriously as you did." Because here's the truth. People won't understand your grind until your grind becomes the thing they admire. Some people are offended by your dream, not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're doing something they didn't have the courage to do. Your ambition exposes their comfort. Your discipline exposes their laziness. Your focus exposes their distractions. But that's not your problem. Your dream is not a weapon, but it will make some people defensive. You must learn to be okay with that. Because your purpose was not built to make people comfortable. It was built to make you unstoppable. Keep grinding, keep growing, keep becoming the version of yourself they said didn't exist. Their discomfort is not your obstacle. It's proof that you're rising. People fear what they don't understand. Don't let their fear become your limit. Listen to me. Some people are not hating on you. They are just scared. Scared of the unknown. Scared of stepping into anything bigger than their comfort zone. Scared of watching somebody else, somebody they grew up with, somebody they sat next to in school, rise to a level they never believed was possible. And because they are scared, they try to pass that fear on to you. They don't even realize they're doing it. They think they're protecting you. They think they're giving you realistic advice. But let's be honest, a lot of folks are projecting their own limitations onto your destiny. You gotta hear me. Their fear is not your responsibility. Their fear is not your problem. Their fear is not your ceiling. This reminds me of a brother named Ion from our community. Good kid, smart, always thinking different. He told his family he wanted to start a digital marketing company, not a job, a company, something he could scale, something he could own, something that could pull his family out of generational struggle. And what did he hear? "Beta, ye sab risky calm high. No one in our family has done this. What if it doesn't work? Just get a safe job and don't think too big." That wasn't hate. That was their fear. They didn't understand his world. They didn't understand online business. They didn't understand his vision. And because they couldn't understand it, they feared it. And because they feared it, they wanted him to fear it too. But Ion, he made a decision. He said, "I love my family, but their fear is not my limit." He started the business anyway, learned skills, took clients, made mistakes, lost money, kept going, and now he employs the same cousins who once told him it was impossible. Not because he's special, not because he's lucky, but because he refused to inhale someone else's fear like it was oxygen. Too many of you are suffocating under fear that isn't even yours. Someone else is scared, and you're the one paying the price. Someone else doesn't believe in themselves, and you're the one shrinking your dream. Someone else is afraid of failing, and you're the one folding your vision like it's optional. Hear me clearly. People fear what they don't understand. And if your dream is big, bold, different, uncommon, most people won't understand it at first. That's normal. That's not a sign to quit. That's a sign you're on the right track. Every pioneer looked crazy before they looked brilliant. Every innovator sounded unrealistic before they sounded genius. Every success story first lived inside someone who refused to let fear, especially someone else's fear, dictate the size of their ambition. So the next time someone tells you, don't do too much, play it safe, be realistic, I need you to pause and ask yourself, is this my fear or theirs? Because if it's theirs, you need to let it go. You were not built to inherit someone else's limitations. You were built to create a new standard. And when you stop absorbing fear and start protecting your dream, that's when your life starts to change. Your environment shapes your energy. Stay close to people who fuel your fire, not those who drain it. Listen to me. You can have the biggest dream, the strongest work ethic, the clearest vision, but if you're surrounded by people who drain your spirit every single day, your fire will burn out. Not because you're weak, not because you're unmotivated, but because environment is stronger than intention. You can be pumped up in the morning, ready to win the day, and by evening you're exhausted not from the work, but from the people. Your environment is either a charger or a thief. It's either fueling your purpose or feeding your doubt. It's either lifting you higher or pulling you back down. Let me tell you a real story. A sister named Maya, a nursing student, told me something so powerful it shook me. She said, every time I step into class, I feel inspired, but every time I go home, my energy dies. I asked her why. She said, because at home, all she hears is negativity. Why are you working so hard? Nursing is too difficult. You're stressing yourself for no reason. You should give up and choose something easier. Her home wasn't a home, it was a battlefield. A battlefield where the enemy wasn't hate, it was hopelessness. Her family wasn't trying to hurt her. They were speaking from their own fears, their own lack of belief, their own history of quitting. They didn't mean to kill her passion, but they were killing it anyway, and here's the truth. You become what you're repeatedly exposed to. Sit around complainers long enough, you become one. Sit around dreamers long enough, you become one. Sit around people who make excuses. Your brain starts making excuses for you. But when you sit around people who think big, who fight for their goals, who speak life, who challenge you to grow, your energy transforms. You walk different, you talk different, you start expecting more from yourself. Maya realized she couldn't change her family's mindset, but she could change her environment. So she started spending time at the library, sitting with classmates who believed in her. She joined a small study group that pushed each other, celebrated each other, and refused to let anyone fall behind. And guess what? Her grades improved, her confidence grew, her mindset shifted, not because she suddenly got smarter, but because she changed what she surrounded herself with. Hear me clearly. Sometimes the most powerful move you can make is distancing yourself from the people who drain you. I'm not telling you to disrespect them. I'm not telling you to cut them off forever. I'm telling you to protect your energy because your energy determines your future. You can't grow in poisoned soil. You can't dream in an atmosphere of doubt. You can't evolve in a room filled with excuses. You need people who speak fire into your soul, people who remind you of your potential, people who push you past your comfort, not pull you back into it. If you want to rise, surround yourself with people who rise. If you want to win, surround yourself with winners. If you want to dream big, surround yourself with big dreamers. Environment isn't a detail, it's destiny. Protect yours. Dream killers only win if you stop. Your consistency is the weapon that destroys doubt. Listen to me, dream killers don't need to break you. They don't need to beat you. They don't need to block you. The only thing a dream killer has to do is make you stop. That's it, because the moment you stop, the dream dies. The moment you stop, the momentum dies. The moment you stop, the vision that was growing inside you becomes a memory instead of a future. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. Consistency is stronger than doubt. Consistency is louder than criticism. Consistency turns impossible into inevitable. You don't need approval. You don't need applause. You don't need permission. You just need to keep showing up day after day, even when nobody sees you, nobody claps for you, nobody believes in you. Let me give you a real story. A brother named Daniel from New Jersey reached out to me a few years ago. He wanted to be a fitness coach. He wasn't the strongest, the fastest, or the biggest. He didn't come from money. He didn't have fancy equipment. He started training clients in a tiny public park because he couldn't afford a gym space. And every single day, somebody had something to say. Bro, nobody's gonna take you seriously. You're embarrassing yourself. You're not even certified. You should quit and get a real job. People laughed at him, filmed him on their phones, called him crazy, but Daniel, he kept showing up. Rain or shine, cold or heat, one client turned into two, two into five, five into 12. He posted his workouts every day for months and barely got any likes. Barely got any views, barely got any support, but he stayed consistent, not because it was easy, but because the dream mattered. And slowly, something started to shift. People who once laughed started asking for tips. People who once doubted him started sharing his videos. The same folks who said this won't work started saying, bro, you inspire me. Today, Daniel owns a full gym, trains athletes, runs his own brand, took care of his mom, changed his family's life, not because he had talent, not because he had money, but because he refused to let dream killers make him stop. Hear me, you don't lose when people doubt you. You lose when you start doubting yourself. You don't fail when people criticize you. You fail when you let their voices silence your actions. Consistency doesn't care how you feel. Consistency doesn't care who supports you. Consistency doesn't care who believes in you. Consistency is you saying, I will not quit today. I will not quit tomorrow. I will not quit because someone else is uncomfortable with my dream. Dream killers only win if you quit. And you're not a quitter. You're a builder. You're a fighter. You're a grinder. You're a believer. Keep going when it's slow. Keep going when it's boring. Keep going when nobody notices. Because one day, all the days you didn't quit will become the day you finally win. Your consistency is your revenge. Your consistency is your proof. Your consistency is the weapon that destroys doubt. So keep moving, keep building, keep showing up. Your dream survives as long as you do.